If you can hear me, if you put the letter Y in the question box, then I'll get started. If you can hear me, please put the letter Y in the question box, then I'll know you can hear me, and then I will just go ahead and get started here. So once again, let's see, I think it looks like my audio is working fine. So once again, if you can hear me, please put the letter Y in the question box. Then I'll know you can hear me. All right, very good. Thank you, Vern. So membership matters. Hidden Manual, 7 Keys to Long-Term Success in Creating Your Own Membership. And what I want to do, I'm going to talk about membership site software. And this is probably the most important part of the whole presentation, because I'm going to probably bust a few myths about this. And what you'll find out here, again, it comes from my own experience. I've run a couple of different memberships, and when you're using this membership in order to satisfy people and to make money, you don't have to be advanced, but I'll get into that when I get to that portion of the call. I'm going to talk about burnout, and I'm going to talk about this because this is probably one of the things, more so than any other thing, that causes you to kind of be cause you to deliver something that, again, causes people then to leave the membership. So we'll talk about how to avoid that. I'm going to talk about partnering and outsourcing. I'm going to talk about priming the pump, right? So in other words, getting your membership ready. I'm going to talk about partner duties. Now that's going to be a little different from partnering and outsourcing. So you decide to take on a partner to do a membership site with. I'm going to give you some practical tips on things that you want to do with your partner. I'm going to talk about support, right? This is very important when you're doing a membership, and something that you probably know already, but I want to make sure that I state it. I'm going to talk about getting paid, and especially when you have a partner, and that's going to be probably one of the things that when you start doing a membership, it seems like a small thing, but you just want to make sure that you do the things I'm going to be talking about here in this call. And we'll talk about marketing too. And so that would make 8 things, but this is also important because this is really what's going to keep your membership moving. It's what's really going to keep your membership thriving, and you have to figure out the marketing portion, because that is really what will feed your membership, and you will find out why that's important as we get into the rest. So let's talk about membership site software or membership site scripts. Now, you want to spend the majority of your time, right? Even if, regardless of how you sold the membership, regardless of how you market, you want to spend the majority of your time putting people at the top of your marketing funnel so they'll eventually get to see your membership offer. That is your goal. That should be your primary focused activity, especially if that's the way that you're getting people into your membership. If your membership is the second upsell in the things that you're selling, you want to make sure that this is where you spend your time. And so as a result of that, you want to make sure that when you decide on how you're going to have your membership, what kind of software you're going to buy, you just want to make sure that your back office is decent looking and easy to add content to. And I cannot stress the last part enough. You want to make sure it is easy to add content to, because this is what you'll be doing on a regular basis, and you do not want a membership site script that is super fantastic in everything that it does, and it is complicated to add content, because it will keep you from getting your job done when you need to get it done, and it will keep you from the marketing, right? So if you're spending all of your time because you got to figure out how to do some coding in order to add content, this is not what you want to spend your time doing. So when you buy a script, you want to make sure you want to look at that script so that it's easy to add content. If you need to ask questions, you need them to show it to you, have them show it to you, right? You want to spend it, you can spend an inordinate amount of time getting a membership site software to work right. And I can just tell you that from experience. you can spend a lot of time getting it up and running. You can spend a lot of time in forums and in chat rooms and trying to figure out, well, how does it work with WordPress and how does it work with my server? And that is really not what you want to spend your time on. And I don't care how good the software is, right? Even if you have to pay a little extra, or even if you want to keep it so simple you don't pay anything at all. You don't want to spend your time getting your script to work right. And there are scripts out there that when you buy them, that's what you're going to spend your time doing. And I want to say this about WordPress, and this is my opinion. WordPress can be deceptive in how easy it might be. And again, I hope I don't sound too negative, because that's not my impression. I want to make sure that you have practical tips on what you're going to do to build your membership. And so because WordPress is considered to be easy, don't just go buy a membership plugin just because WordPress is supposed to be easy, because WordPress plugins are difficult to operate, right? Remember, when you get a membership site software, you want to make sure it has a decent looking place where your customer is going to get their stuff, and it's easy to add content. Those are the two things you have to remember. And so when you're reading through sales letters, or somebody is offering you a piece of software, or you're considering buying something, two things. Number one, is it going to look good to the customer when they log in? Number two, is it going to be easy for you to add content? Those are the things you want to be concerned about. And whether or not it's on WordPress, folks, is not important. It seriously is not. You can sell the thing on WordPress, and you can deliver your course any place on the web. So don't feel like it has to be on WordPress. You have to have a WordPress script. You do not have to have a WordPress script. What you have to have is a place that's decent looking to your customer and easy to add content to, right? So the other thing is, membership sites are more advanced now than they used to be. So even when I was doing it, membership site scripts now do more, and they are a little easier to operate. So when you start picking and you decide on which one you're going to go with, you're going to have an easier time than I did, but still, the two things that I said are the rule you want to go by. You want this to be as simple a process as possible. So when you look at the integration with JVZoo, if you're going to sell it that way, or with PayPal, you want it to be simple to set up your memberships. You do not want it to be, again, difficult for you to manage, because you have to spend your time putting people at the top of the funnel. You can't spend your time on the membership site script. Now, every membership script that you buy is going to have limitations. So don't look for the perfect one, right? So you don't have to look for the one that's going to do all the stuff, and it's going to, again, you have two rules to remember. Is it going to be good looking for the customer when they log in, right? Is it going to be easy to add content? Those are the two things you have to kind of pay attention to. Don't let price be your concern. Especially if you're pretty sure you're going to have members. So in other words, you might feel like, well, I don't want to pay monthly. Well, don't worry about that, because if you're spending your time on marketing, and you're spending on time, and again, I'm not saying go out and spend a lot of money that you don't have, right? You don't have to pay a gazillion dollars for a membership site script, but if you have something and it's really easy to operate and it looks good to your customers, and you understand it, and you know how to make it work, this is going to give you more time to go and look for customers, and you're going to eventually be more effective. And when you can get to the point where you can not only just cover, but you can eat that cost of whatever your membership site software is going to be, you are going to be marketing, and you're not going to be concerned about the price. So again, don't feel as if the script is going to be $200-$300, kind of feel like, I don't know if I want to pay that much. If you see those two rules and running in place, where it's going to be easy for them to get to and easy for you to get to content, and it makes sense to you, then you probably want to make sure you're getting that script when you're ready to start marketing your membership. Now, I have two recommendations: Genius Trainer Pro, right, and ClickFunnels. Right now, Genius Trainer Pro is non-technical. It's easy to use, and it's a great price. I think it's $27 a month. For some folks were able to get it during the launch period. But Genius Trainer Pro is about as easy to operate for the customer and for the and for the person who's actually delivering the membership than anything, right? So if you have it, you can really do memberships quickly, and you can add content quickly, and you can make a good looking membership site quickly. ClickFunnels is a little technical, but it follows those two rules, right? You don't have to have a lot of training. They do have a lot of training, but you can get a membership site set up pretty quickly, and it's going to look good for the people who are logging in, right? So that's kind of all I have to say about membership site scripts. I want to move on and talk about burnout. Burnout, when you start talking about memberships, and this is really important because it's easy to burn out if you're not careful whenever you're running a membership, because you have actually you've actually taken some responsibility for somebody. You've taken responsibility to give somebody results on a regular basis, and people are paying you on a regular basis, almost like you're getting a check, almost like you're getting a paycheck. And so you really do want to, right? When you start doing a membership, there's something inside all of us that wants to make sure that we're really delivering to the people who are paying us on a regular basis. But you want to make sure you do not burn out. And so the more you have to show up, right? The more you show up, the more you have to show up. Now I'm going to tell you what that means right now. When you start talking about promising what you're going to deliver, if you promise a lot of live training and a lot of your presence, then you're going to have to do that on an increasing amount of your time. So I want you to think twice about doing a forum. I want you to think twice about doing a Facebook group. And again, if a Facebook group is necessary, then do it. If it's beneficial to the people, then do it. But do not just put a Facebook group in part of your offer to make it attractive, to make it sell. Bad move, because you will then have to be there and you'll be expected to be there. And when you're not going to be there, then you're going to disappoint people. And then when people are disappointed, that's when they decide, okay, you know what? I don't really need this. You know, I'm just kind of spending my money and this guy or this lady doesn't even show up. Right? So again, when you promise that you're going to show up, you have to show up. And the more you start putting yourself, you're making yourself the point of the membership. Remember, look, when you set up a membership, you don't want to make yourself the focal point of it, right? You want to focus your attention on promising and delivering on content and tools that people can use to help them. Because look, the fact of the matter is, a membership is not coaching where they're paying you for your time, right? People want to pay you for your time. You have to charge like a coach. I want you to get that, right? If you want people to pay you for your time, you have to charge them like a coach. When people are paying for a membership, they're paying to be able to be self-taught. Now, you might actually give them some guidance, but you want to focus on giving them guidance through your products, through your PDFs, and through your tools. Right? Does everybody get that? So if you're here and you get that, please put the letter Y in the question box. I want to make sure you understand what I mean when I say that. Now, even if you could deliver a live webinar every single night of the week, right? Your members don't have time to attend them all, right? So again, don't make yourself the focal point of your membership, right? Your members don't even have time to attend all of those webinars and do all that content. You want to focus your time and celebrate results to the people that are part of your membership. You are helping them to get results. And if you do these things that I'm telling you, you will avoid burning out before your membership is over. And again, that is vital to this whole process of really giving people on a regular basis what they expect, right? Because again, you make promises, you're delivering on a regular basis, you're over-delivering on a regular basis, and then you'll continue to get paid on a regular basis. Let's talk about partnering and outsourcing, right? Let's talk about partnering and outsourcing. Now, if at all possible, this is just, again, when you do a membership, you want to have a partner if you can, if it's possible. I'm not saying that you can't have people work for you and do it, but you really want to make sure that, yeah, you're going to split the revenue with your partner. I mean, that is part of that's part of the deal, but you're going to be doing more marketing and avoiding burnout, right? And that's really the key to this. One of the reasons why you want people to do the parts that maybe you hate to do or that you don't do so well is so that you can spend your time marketing. That is the most important thing to the membership. It's not doing all the technical stuff. And I cannot stress that to you enough. When the membership sites that I did, when I figured that out, that it was about the marketing, is when the membership really did become, right? It really did become what it had the potential to do, right? Anytime that your focus becomes the logistics, it becomes doing the stuff inside of the membership, putting the files in certain places. Listen, if you have to give up half of the revenue in order to have people to do somebody else to do that stuff, or a portion of the revenue in order for people to do that stuff, then do it, right? Focus on the marketing, or, if you're the person that does that stuff, get somebody who can focus on marketing. Okay, and as I said, you want to try to account for the things that you're not good at doing, right? So if you're not good at doing something, you're not good at even putting together the membership site script, find somebody who is and partner with them. And you know what? If it's not feasible for you to have a partner, you want to make sure that the content or whatever you're giving them is really and truly systemized and primed, systemized, right? And that is, I'm going to show you something, right? I want to show you a launch checklist so that you can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, here I want to show you. This is a PLR launch checklist, right? And this is a system. Set up a JV invite page, record the JV invite video for a promo. And so my point in showing you this is so that you will see that this is a system that I could, if I needed to, get help, and so I could plug in somebody to the system, but this makes it easy for me to be able to go back and to put things in place. And what I'm saying to you is that if you're not going to have a partner, you need to have systems that work like this, the same thing, same way every single month that you deliver the content to your members, right? Okay, I'm going to go to, I want to talk about priming the pump, right? Priming the pump. And this is actually just good practice, and I talked about this on the call. Start your membership with more content in reserve than you need, right? So if your membership is about WordPress plugins, and you gotta start by having WordPress plugins to deliver your membership, make sure you have 3 to start with. If your process is to go out, buy some plugins, or to have them made, have the first 3 made when you open the doors of the membership, and you're going to drip them to your customers, yes, but you want to start with the first 3 months of everything you're going to deliver when you open the doors, because it's psychological. You will actually then start to deliver all the other content within 1 month's time if you already have that content in place. There's something about not having it in place that makes it difficult to get your content made on a regular basis. Once you have the 3 months in place, what you want to start doing then is you want to start setting your schedule every 30 days to put a new piece of content in line behind the other ones. Right? Every 30 days, you want to make sure the content is, the next thing is ready to be dripped, even though you're 3 months ahead. You want to always be 3 months ahead in any membership, because this really does give you a little room. If you got to go on vacation, if something happens, you're going to be off for a month, and you're just kind of experiencing burnout, then you have some content in place. Always start your membership with more content in reserve. My idea is 90 days, and then again, start creating your content on a systematic basis for the membership. So whatever it is that you're delivering, make sure that you're getting it in place, ready to be delivered 1 month, 1 month at a time. And I want to come back to this, because this kind of harkens back to what I talked about about making yourself the point of your membership. Do not And this is tempting, and it will tempt you. Do not substitute live content for what you're supposed to deliver. Well, folks, we're going to do a webinar. Um, no, that's a bad habit to get into, because once again, what it does is you get out of the habit of getting off of the system. Listen, membership sites are systematic, and when a membership site is systematic, you will enjoy the income. If you make it into a job, you will start to disdain the income. You won't like it, and you'll eventually come to the point where, you know what, I don't think I want to do this anymore. When you have a system in place, and you're not the point of it, you don't have to show up for it, then what you're delivering is what you promise, and you're not substituting, yourself as a live webinar for what you're now. I'm not saying don't do a webinar. I'm saying when you do a webinar, it ought to be a bonus. It ought to be something extra. Hey, you know what, folks? This month I'm going to surprise you with a webinar, and I'm just going to give away some good content. That's the way you do a webinar inside of your membership. You want to make sure you don't substitute it. Well, instead of the product, I'm going to do this webinar. It's going to be a super duper thing, and you're going to be no. That's not the way you want to do it. Now, I want to talk about a few miscellaneous details here. First, and this is minor, but it's good for your members, right? Whenever you put downloads of your content, keep a consistent naming convention, right? Because what happens is your customer is going to go in probably once every 2 weeks to a month. And then they're going to go and they're going to download everything. And they're going to get it all on their hard drive. And then when they get it all on their hard drive, they're going to try to figure out what they have. And you want to make sure that when they get it onto their hard drive, it's easy for them to figure out what they downloaded. A lot of folks are just looking to get it onto their hard drive, get some onto their mobile device so they can go look at it or watch it when they go to work or when they go to the doctor's office or when they get on on public transportation or when they go to the gym or whatever the case is. Right? They just want to sit down and they want to enjoy your content. But look, if your content is difficult to figure out when they get it on their hard drive and they got to log back into the membership to figure out, okay, what was this what was this file, and this file went to this lesson, and no, you want to make sure that you name your files so that when the customer downloads it, it is obvious what it is that they have and they can put on their devices. Again, minor thing, but it makes for a more enjoyable an enjoyable experience for the customer. Make sure that the place your customer has to log in is easy to navigate. When your customer logs into your membership site, it ought to be so obvious, right? So obvious as to what to do that they would have to stumble over, right? Stumble over getting started. Right, so make sure that what your customer has to log in, wherever they log in, it's easy to find, easy to navigate. Here's another thing that doesn't come up enough. You will have people who it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it will. You'll have people who are going to post your stuff on the Black Hat forums, and I don't want you hanging out there because it'll only kind of drive you mad and drive you batty to see your content being shared on there. But all you really want to do is just go in there, right? When your content's being shared on one of the Black Hat forums, you go in there, you should have an account in there and say, look, I work hard like everybody else. Don't download my stuff. If you need it and you want it, email me and then let's talk, or Skype me. But don't download my stuff, man. I'm working hard for this. That's all you got to do. And some people will be okay with that vibe. Other people are just going to be kind of like, oh, I don't care. This guy, I don't care about that stuff. I'm getting this content. So you're not going to be able to prevent people who want to share your content. But like I said, it's just a one or two line thing. You're just going to go in there and just say, hey, come on, knock it off. If you really need it, send me an email, and then I'll listen to you, or I'll consider it, or something, right? But don't download and share my stuff here, right? Okay. And last thing is, if you disagree with your partner, don't do it with a member, right? So you got your partner, and so it's going to happen all the time. It's a little bit now. How many of you all are parents? right? If you've ever been a parent, you know what happens with your kids. They play one against the other, right? And so you don't want people playing one partner against the other, even if your partner is wrong, right? You talk to your partner behind closed doors. Now, when you decide you don't want to be bothered with each other, and there's something truthful and you got to address it, then you address it. But you don't disagree with your partner in front of another member, and it's just it's not cool. And if you're sharing revenue, that's the last thing you want to do. Okay, I want to talk about video and directions. Um, and this is very important, and it goes kind of unsaid, and there are times when I've done it, and quite honestly there are times when I have not done it, right? Have video every place, right, where your customer goes when they first get started. So in other words, you want to make the videos that they can get to instructional. You want to make sure they get to the point, but you want to have it every place. So when they log in, there'll be a video that shows there and says, hey, you know what, just want to welcome you. It's me, Vern, it's me, Carol, it's me, John, it's me, Ted. I just want to let you know what I mean? You want to make sure that video is there. When they log in, they need to see your face, right? And I'm not saying it has to autoplay, but you need to be giving them a welcome, right? Welcome to this, right? I'm excited for you, and I want to make sure that you're going to get off to the best start possible, right? Here are some things you want. So again, every place to which you need to have a greeting or some directions, and do it in video, every place. Okay, give them videos on where they can find stuff. And again, I'm not saying that giving people videos on how to do stuff is fantastic. That's the minimum, and you have to do that. But you want to also give people some videos on where they can find stuff, man. And there have been times when I've done it, times when I haven't done it, and times when I've done it, it's worked out extremely well. It'll decrease the amount of support calls you get, and it's also going to increase the level of enjoyment of your customer. Okay, give them videos on how to access your site, right? So it's not, so maybe they didn't get the email. You can do some of this inside of JVZoo. You can do some of this on the thank you page. Give them a video, show them exactly how to access it. Tell them what happens if they don't get the email, what they should do. Show them in a video. Do not leave any stone left unturned. This really makes for a good customer experience. You have people at various levels of technological understanding, right? And that should not mean that somebody quit. How many, nobody should quit a membership because they're not technical. That's the way I look at it, right? So you don't want to have people quitting your membership because, and I've seen this. Now, some people are going to quit your membership just because, they're going to quit it and they're going to say, I'm not technical. I don't want to be bothered with this. And they're going to say that. But some people, they mean it. They say, well, look, I can't figure out what's going on. And this is just too hard for me to figure out. You can make it easier for them by giving them videos on how to find things, how to access things. And this is for real. Assume your viewer or your customer doesn't know anything. Assume that, right? Don't assume that they know everything. Assume they don't know anything, right? Because really what you're doing is, this means then that what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that they get everything that they need, right? You're going to make sure that they are taken through the processes as if they don't know anything, and you're not going to assume that they know the names. You're not going to assume they know the lingo. You are going to walk them through every single thing. The customer experience is vital, and I'll tell you why. Because psychologically, right? If you make it difficult for me in this way, then I'm just going to be a little hesitant, right? When you get ready to bring your other, I might like you. I might know you. I might trust you. But if you make it hard for me, right? If you make it hard for me, then I may not be willing to buy your product right off the bat. And then, YouTube is fantastic for this. And I really like to see people do this, and again, this is something that I've done, and other times where I haven't. Keep a public directory of some of your video content for the membership. So you want to make sure that when somebody wants to find out how to do something, they can go on YouTube and figure it out. Because again, you want to make it easier for people to get their mobile device, get a little heads up on how to do something, and then do it on their PC. And one of the best ways to do that is people to watch the video on their mobile device and then do the actual action on their PC while it's happening on their mobile device. So putting it on YouTube is a great way of making those things public for your members. Okay, and I am actually, guys, I'm actually about at the halfway point, and we're at 30 minutes. So I don't want to wear you out tonight. Do you have any questions? What we might do is just finish the second part of this. We might finish the second part of this another time. Any questions on what I've covered so far? Does anyone have any questions? Okay, so well, let's see if I can push through this. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about support. Okay, you want to make sure your support based on a paper train and not solely on email. Do not do email support. You can do an email site. There are paid solutions. I think Zendesk is a paid solution, and it is easy to operate. But it's a business decision. What I would suggest that, if you're trying to kind of keep your cost and focus your cost on advertising, I'm going to say I prefer to use OS Ticket. Right, and I think I have a PLR course called Help Desk Jumpstart that'll help you to do that. A lot of you all have that course, and that'll show you how to get OS Tickets set up on your server to do your own support and to make some modifications. Now again, some of you will opt for Zendesk. You'll go ahead and make the payment, which is fine, right? But if you're watching your pennies and you want to focus and keep your dollars focused on marketing, then OS Ticket is a great way to go. Do not use Skype for support. You'll be tempted. You'll be tempted to say, you know what, I want to help this guy. Just get me on Skype. No, do not do that. And it has nothing to do with how wonderful your customers are. It's just that when you start circumventing your own support venues, you are opening yourself up in order to stay on Skype all the time. And again, your primary goal in running a membership, your activity, what is your activity? Remember I said your activity is to put people at the top of the funnel, right? That's your activity. That's your goal, right? It's not doing support. So whatever you have to do to make support a system, you have to do it. This might be a little controversial. I don't believe in Facebook or forums for support. Right? Get a ticket system so that, because again, what you are trying to do is you are trying to keep a system that you can manage, right? Now again, I realize that it's going to be slightly inconvenient for the customer, but even if you do nothing but put your support address inside of your fan page, if you choose to do one, do that. But you want people not using Facebook because you don't want to have to go into Facebook in order to find support requests. Sometimes, somebody could put a support request in Facebook and it could be there for months and you never see it because it was in the wrong inbox, it was on your fan page and not you directly, and it could be, listen, you're opening up a situation where you can keep control of it if you just give people a support desk and make it clear that that's where you want your support request to go. And again, don't use Skype, don't use Facebook, don't use forums, even though, yes, it seems like the accommodating thing to do, but what you're doing is you're going to keep yourself from marketing, right? That's the thing. Okay, if you have to get somebody, you can get a VA to do it. You can get somebody in your house to do it. If you have a partner, let one of the partners deal with that, right? If you have to, let one of the partners deal with that. But again, you spend your time on marketing. Payments. Now, if you use an affiliate network, JVZoo is good for this. You can make sure that your partner does an automatic split with you and your partners. JVZoo does this, as does Warrior Plus. So in other words, use an instant payment system so that it splits off the partner's share at the point at which you get paid. So when a $17 payment comes in, you want the affiliate to get his $8.50, and then you want to get your $4.25, and then you want your partner to get theirs, and JVZoo does an instant split. That is why you want to consider using JVZoo or Warrior Plus. You do not take all the money in your account and then say, okay, you know, I'm going to pay out expensive and then I'm going to pay my partner share. No. That's not the way you want to do it. You want to make sure that, you know, you and the partner, you guys are getting paid at the same time, and that you're getting paid instantly, unless you agree that it goes into an account and that you're going to give, you know, you're going to give full transparency or whatever the case is, right? If you choose an affiliate plugin or a shopping cart, make sure that there's an easy to discern partner split. So even if you choose to use not to use JVZoo or Warrior Plus, just make sure that the partnership is transparent and that it's easy for your partner to tell what's happening. Even when you totally trust your partner and have no reason to suspect any wrongdoing, you want to make sure you're paid when something happens. So somebody makes a purchase, you want to get paid. You want to make sure you see the money go into your PayPal account. Now, you just do, and you want to make sure it shows up for your partner. You do not want anyone to say, well, you know what, we work together, but I didn't get paid. Nope. You want to make sure that when there is a purchase, you use the instant payment system so that your partner gets paid and you get paid. Let's talk about partner duties while we're talking about partners. Now, this is something that, you know, you might want to have something written down, right? Or you know, sometimes you won't. But you have to have a clear sense of what the duties are, right? You're going to have a partner. Everybody's got to know exactly what they're going to do. You got to know what needs to be done. So that comes back down to a checklist, and you got to know who's going to do what. And again, this is where, you know, coming back to putting your membership activity on a checklist like this is important, because you can then say, okay, you know what, I want Ralph to do this, I want Ted to do this, I want Charles to do this, I want Jim to do this, I want Carol to do this, I want Vern to do this, I want John to do this, I want Scott to do this. So you know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you've got all the duties that have to happen on a monthly basis, and that you know who's going to do what. And then, you know what, to be honest, you know what's cool about a membership and you have a partner? You can take off, right? You know, yeah, you're getting paid on a regular basis, but your kid has something that's coming up and you get to go to it, and you don't want to be stuck and chained to your computer. That's why you have a partner, right? You want to have that built in where you get a little time off. And you know, don't be afraid to play around with the payout percentages. You know, if a partner is not really doing 50%, but they're doing maybe the value what they're doing is 25%, that's a way for you to kind of get the I guess the payment right, where the partner gets 25% versus 50%, if what they're doing doesn't really rise to making more money for the group, making more money for the partnership. Okay. And lastly, I want to talk about marketing, and I have been mentioning that over the course of this call, and it really is important. It's probably the most important thing when it comes to a membership site. Your membership should be someplace in your product offering. So in other words, you're going to have a product, it's going to have an OTO or upsell, it might have a second upsell, and your membership should be someplace in that product offering and in the funnel. And it shouldn't be so. And here's what I'm recommending. I'm recommending that you don't lead with the partnership, or I'm sorry, lead with the membership. And I'm recommending that you don't bring that and say, hey, you know what, I got this great deal. It's going to be $18 a month. If you want great sales, I recommend that you start getting your first customers into your membership by putting it into the back end of a product sale that you're doing. You want to try to build a system that, and then look, then remember what I said, that your goal is marketing. You want to build a system that regularly brings people into the top of a product funnel, right? That's your goal. And then all you're really doing is putting people at the top of that funnel, getting people to buy that first product, and then getting them to see the upsell. Get them to buy the first product, get them to see the upsell. Get them to buy the first product, get them to see the upsell. And your launches then become, listen to me carefully, because this is kind of the vital thing. Your launches then become the feeder for your membership, right? That's how you're going to get that recurring income, because you're going to be putting in people through your products. Right? You want to automate the marketing of your most successful funnel with advertising. Now, this is a little advanced, but then again, it's not. So let's say you have a funnel that's converting, right? You have a good front end product, and then once the people buy, they tend to get you're doing well and getting people to take you up on the upsell and getting people into your membership. Well, that's the thing you want to then start automating. Right? That's the thing that you want then to start thinking about. Well, I want to start sending paid traffic to that first offer, because once I can figure out how to get the paid traffic to that, then what do I have to do to make more money? I have to spend a little more. Right? I don't have to do any more work. I just have to spend a little more. Do I have to go talk to affiliates? No, I just have to spend a little more. That's automation. That's scale. Right? That's really what scale is, where you're not at the point where you're doing more stuff, you're just spending a little more, and you're spending $1 to get $3. You're spending $1 to get $4. You're spending $1 to get $2. You know, and so when that's the case, you're not working to increase your business. You're taking capital, you're investing it, and that investment turns into cash, right? Because you understand that the funnel you have is converting, and that $1 you spend in advertising comes back in $2 to $3 in sales, right? So when you find a funnel that's working, automate it with advertising, and that's how you're going to get and build up this membership site. Now, there's more to advertising than just Facebook. You can also build affiliate networks, right? And what do you build affiliate networks for? You build affiliate networks so that people can do what? Get people in the top of your funnel, right? And it took me a long time to understand this, right? A long time. I didn't get it when I first started. I didn't even get it when I first started launching products, right? Because I had upsell, thinking, oh, well, you know, I read the fact, hey, you know, you're leaving money on the table and you don't have an upsell. I said, okay, I want to get upsell. And I had upsells, right, that were relevant, but the point of an upsell isn't just to have an upsell. The point of an upsell really eventually is to get the right person into your membership, right? You got to get the right person into your membership. And you can do that by getting affiliates to promote your product so that they can put people in the top of your funnel. Right. So that's really it for tonight. It's about 8:47. Are there any questions? Any questions on anything that we covered tonight? Any questions?